Imagine initiating a bank transfer on a crowded subway or uploading private photos on the go without the person next to you seeing a thing. Today, the Samsung Galaxy S26 Ultra takes a big step toward that reality. An official render animation, discovered inside one of Samsung's own stock apps, has revealed a functional privacy display for the Galaxy S26 Ultra. And yes, it looks every bit as smart as it sounds. According to the animation and on-screen descriptions found in the Samsung Tips app, this privacy display dynamically limits viewing angles, so only the person directly in front of the phone sees the full, bright screen. As you tilt the device or step off center top, bottom, left, or right, the display dims dramatically. Shoulder surfers? Blocked. Sensitive info? Protected. If you weren't convinced by earlier hints, this official animation makes it crystal clear. Privacy display is real, it's functional, and it's headed to the Galaxy S26 Ultra. Here's how it works based on what the animation shows and what's been uncovered so far. Unlike a physical privacy screen protector, Samsung's privacy display appears to be a software-driven feature built into the panel's behavior and display pipeline. That means you can tailor it. You can toggle it for specific apps like banking, payments, or galleries. Invoke it automatically using an eye in predefined scenarios. Or keep it off for full bright, full angle viewing when you're watching videos or sharing content. Previous screenshots of the settings dialog first, seen back in October 2025, already hinted at granular controls. And now the Tips app backs that up with an official description and motion graphics. The animation also subtly showcases the S26 Ultra's front with more rounded corners, while the real focus is on brightness shifting as the viewing angle changes. Speaking of visuals, there's more to the S26 Ultra story. A fresh color leak suggests Samsung could ship the Galaxy S26 Ultra in 4 striking hues: black shadow, white shadow, galactic blue, and ultraviolet. The names are typically Samsung memorable and on-brand, mapping cleanly to black, white, blue, and violet. Expect Samsung's online store to offer a few exclusive shades as well. So if you like something off the beaten path, keep an eye on Samsung.com. But the color leak isn't the only design clue. There's a significant material shift implied too. After using titanium on the S24 Ultra and S25 Ultra frames, Samsung appears to be moving back to its standard frame approach for the S26 Ultra, pointing to an aluminum alloy center frame this time around. Apple influenced the titanium trend with the iPhone 15 Pro line and kept it on the iPhone 16 Pro and Pro Max. Our EPORTS then suggested the iPhone 17 Pro generation move back to aluminum. While titanium is exceptionally durable, both giants seem to be recalibrating around weight, cost, and manufacturing efficiency. The S26 Ultra's pivot here aligns with that pattern. When it comes to the overall hardware design, early dummy unit photos and a brief hands-on clip show Samsung prioritizing continuity over a radical redesign. The alleged S26 Ultra dummies closely resemble the S25 Ultra with smooth edges, a big flat display, and that familiar squared-off silhouette. One notable tweak: some leaks point to a slightly raised rear camera housing a subtle protrusion compared to previous designs, while other sources show a flatter back without a pronounced bump. Taken together, it suggests Samsung has been refining the final hardware, possibly testing multiple backplate configurations before locking it in. There's also clarity on the lineup. Despite months of chatter about a possible shakeup, current reporting indicates Samsung is sticking to the classic trio: Galaxy S26, Galaxy S26 Plus, and Galaxy S26 Ultra. Reports of an Edge variant have cooled. If an Edge-branded device ever materializes, it's more likely to appear later as a separate release rather than at the main S26 launch. Under the hood, expect flagship firepower. The Galaxy S26 series is widely believed to run on Qualcomm's latest top-tier silicon. Rebranded as the Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 5, in many global markets. Korea and select regions are expected to get Samsung's in-house Exynos 2600, continuing the company's dual-chip strategy. Multiple sources also point to 16 gigabytes of RAM. Across the board on all S26 models, a substantial uplift versus recent Galaxy generations. Storage options should feel familiar, with a base 128 gigabytes configuration and higher tiers for power users and content creators. Battery life and charging are poised for practical, incremental gains. The S26 Ultra is rumored to adopt a higher density stacked battery, which could translate to longer runtime without increasing the physical footprint. Wired charging is expected to remain at up to 45 watts, which keeps things speedy and safe without pushing thermal limits too hard. Wireless charging and reverse wireless charging should be on tap as usual for a premium Galaxy. Cameras are where Samsung's Ultra devices typically shine, and the S26 Ultra looks set to refine rather than reinvent. The base S26 and S26 Plus are likely to retain hardware similar to their predecessors, while the S26 Ultra could introduce sensor-level improvements tuning, processing, and sensor quality without necessarily changing megapixel counts. That usually means better low-light performance, more reliable autofocus, improved HDR, and cleaner zoom results. Expect Samsung's image processing to work hand-in-hand with AI, scene detection, and computational photography to squeeze more clarity and detail from every shot. Out of the box, all S26 models should run the latest Android build with a refreshed One UI. Look for UI polish, smarter AI integrations that tie into on-device privacy and contextual automation, and broader controls that dovetail with the privacy display feature. It's a cohesive story, security that isn't clunky, performance that doesn't compromise battery, and software that gets out of your way until you need it. Release timing? All signs still point to Samsung's dependable winter flagship window late January to early February, mirroring the S24 and S25 cadence. There's no official Galaxy Unpacked date yet, but the drumbeat of leaks and dummy sightings suggests final preparations are well underway. Now, let's talk price strategy, arguably the boldest and most consumer-friendly rumor in the mix. Internally, Samsung have been wrestling with rising component costs, a persistent DRAM squeeze, and tariffs. Despite that, the company reportedly plans to hold the line on U.S. pricing for the Galaxy S26 series. If that sticks, it would be the fourth consecutive year without a price hike on Sam's flagship phones. The trade-off? A projected 10 to 15% hit to margins on these devices, partially offset by stronger profits in DRAM and NAND. Outside the U.S., it's a more complicated picture. In South Korea, the weakening won could drive higher local prices. Europe and parts of Asia may also see increases for the same macroeconomic reasons. Interestingly, the same price freeze policy is said to extend to Samsung's 2026 foldables, the Galaxy Z Fold 8 and Galaxy Z Flip 8, reinforcing a broader strategy to stay competitive at the high end.